Yeah, I was going to ask you that, Michael. How, speaking to you directly, how do you deal with somebody like Devon at the table that's constantly talking, trying to get in your head? What's your angle there when somebody's doing that to you?
Okay, so in 2018, in my opinion, from the moment I saw Devon at the WL 406, I was in that dude's head so bad it was ridiculous. Because Devon was like, "Hey man, let me feel it. Let me feel it." I'm like, "Oh, you'll feel it in a couple of days." And every single time we even saw each other, he reached to try to grab my hand. I'm like, "Nah, you'll feel it in a couple of days." And then he was talking all this smack, and you can see the videos and Neil Pickup's YouTube, and I'm just laughing it off and doing whatever. And I didn't let it, get to me at all. 15 minutes before our match, Devon's like, "Come on, let me feel it." I'm like, "Nah, you'll feel it in a few minutes." He goes, "You're not going to let me do it?" I'm like, "No, man, we'll be out there." So everything that he tried to do to get in my head, I just reversed on him, right? And leading into that, now this may never happen again, but at that particular event, I was 100% in Devon's head. So I saw Devon being a heavier guy, right? Devon was 225. Devon's known for endurance. I used to be a believer that Devon had the best endurance in the world. Then I realized that he got the best positions during the match where he didn't have to put out max effort. So it appeared that he had better endurance, but he just had better positioning, better leverage. So I felt like if I could stretch him out and get him exposed where he's having to work during the match as much as I'm having to work, he'll gas before I would. But also, if you watched him pull Matt Mask, if you watched him pull Jerry Caderet, you could see him breathing heavily. That 268 pounds was heavy on him, 266, whatever it was. It was heavy. He couldn't breathe as well. So I knew that the minute and a half we have in between each round, if I didn't go sit down, if I didn't go to my corner, if I came right back to the table, him being the alpha male, special forces badass that he is, there's no way his pride would allow him to sit in a chair while his opponent's at the table calling him up there. So, he was up back to the table 30, 45 seconds every time. And if you go back and watch round 4, where he just got the pin, he's gassed laying on the table, and I'm just smiling. And then he's sitting down. I'm like, "Why are you sitting down?" And you got Max Tobin going, it was after round 3, honey.
Round 4 when he flashback.
Yeah, but it's in between, Rebecca's over here. In between rounds 3 and 4, Max Tobin's like, "Come on, Devon, show him who you are." So his own cornerman encouraged him to get back up there before the minute and a half's up. I'm like, "Thanks so much, that's awesome." He just fell right into what I wanted. And then, you got Jody on the side going, running away is your specialty. And I'm just like, "No, winning's my specialty." It's just, but I don't know how long, I don't know if I'll be able to do that next time we pull. I don't know if I'll be able to get into Devon's head. I think a lot of that Rebecca did really well on the hype leading up to it, because all the social media shit, because he just runt Matt Mask, right? And at 405, Matt just got
Exactly.
on, you know what I'm saying? Between 405 and 406, we had so much content to throw back there at him that Rebecca was doing, like the practice where I was smacking like 15 times in a row, and Rebecca finishes it with a baby crying. It was awesome, So all that was fun. That was good and fun. But I don't know. Devon is a master. I don't necessarily try to get into people's head. I just be me. And most of the time, if I'm pulling an opponent, not like Devon, because Devon is very versatile, if I'm pulling a power arm wrestler, once the match stops, I'm immediately in their head because like, "Oh shit." And I'm like, "Ooh, great." Because my confidence goes through the roof, and they're just like, "Oh damn." Because once the match stops, I'm normally going to figure out a way to just, bleed you out and transition around and beat you. But that was a long answer, and I don't even know if I answered it correctly.
Yeah. I think it was awesome. I think it was a great answer. It was good. It was good insight, because what Devon has done to so many other people, you did not fall for, which is the whole gripping up and finding the spot before the match even starts.
Yeah. So as far as how I do with that, I just don't let him do it.
Yeah.
Like I just don't even close my. I'm like, "Oh, you can't start that way, Bart. You can't start like that." You know what I'm saying? So I just, instead of getting mad, I'm just calm about it. Straight, just, "Dude, man, you can't start like that." So it's not taking any energy out of me, and he's still trying to fight for what he's doing, even though he's not really fighting. It's a little bit extra he's having to spend that I'm not spending because I'm just loose.
Well, how many times have we seen Devon before a match when he says, "Let me feel it, let me feel it"?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
and then we see footage of that. And yeah, he did it to Dennis, and it backfired.
Oh yeah.
Well, he did Wagner Bortolotto too, right?
Yeah, definitely backfired with Wagner.
That match was over the second they gripped up the night before.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Devon
knew exactly where he was going to go, what he was going to do. He knew he had a gap. But yeah, you're right. It did backfire on Dennis though bad.
Oh yeah. Then he figured out that Dennis had too much, and it's like, oh shit.